With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. As it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Right shot. Shot.
They go play action with Burrow. This one caught downfield by Higgins. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That's good.
A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
10 at the 43-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43.
Here we go. Shot. 180. Ready, shot. Shot.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. The Bengals had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
If you look at this Browns defense, it's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Burrow looking to pass. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Incomplete. He was defended by Martin Emerson.
So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. And back deep, Deontay Johnson. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Looking to put a drive together.
Unlock right.
In motion, the tight end. On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. Showed some solid running, strong running, and then he's corralled just beyond the 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A quick throw caught out wide by Judy. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Cougar 19. 79 Broncos.
They'll try and run here with Jenkins. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Racing to the end zone. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here we go, here we go. 11 MT. 180. What is hot? 11. Stop.
Here's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Stop. 180. What is hot? Stop.
Burrow will throw. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. He takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First catch so far by Chase. It's a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices,
Here we go.
we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of...
Evades the tackler, and now some space. Still going. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Andre Yoshibas, 62 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing, Sanders. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Here's Sanders. And this will be incomplete.
I ain't going to scan downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Second and 10.
Here we go, set.
And they'll bring Judy in motion right. A give up the middle, Judkins. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's 3rd and 9.
18, run with 8. Come on, come on. 60, back, top low, 18.
Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now Sanders checks it down to Judkins. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now 2nd and 3. An inside run with Judkins. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. 94 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Liking 18.
To throw now, here's Sanders. The quick slant caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is...
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Quinshon Judkins, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
1 yard gain.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Dot. Hey, can. 11 MT, tape.
Now Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down and 3. Now a toss left side for Judkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 123 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
And let's just face it, when you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
19 tight. Here we go.
Sanders toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Come on. Set.
Sanders to throw. That's to his running back, Quinshon Judkins. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Here we go.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Stop. Right 80. Right shot. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
It's a gain of 11.
Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
First
one, right?
down. First and 10 at the 25-yard
Good set.
line.
Stop. Right 80. 11. Stop.
Now back to throw. Looking deep here for Chase. And that's caught inside the 35. And hauled away in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 74 yards. And the Bengals have cut it back within a score. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball's at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they wanted now, enforce the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up 5?
Yeah, just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
A Burrow and the Bengals offense staying put. They'll go for 2 here. They'll try to sneak. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. This will be caught. Judy. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
18 Rodler, 70 Rangers, 70.
They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Once again, Judkins. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 146 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 31. He's going to try and do this himself. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw is Sanders. And that is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And that flag accepted.
Ready, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go. Shot alert, shot alert.
On the handoff, this is Judkins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner, but after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or 2, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get 1 mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse. How's
8 ounce.
that?
8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Sanders. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline. Boy, that's 3 points you really expect to have. That's nothing more than a lack of concentration to me, because an NFL kicker should make this kick in his sleep.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it.
Gotta go.
Third and 8.
Jamar Chase. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 8.
And Burrow going to throw again. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Wide 11 MT tight. 11 MT tight.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Here we go. Stop. Stop.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here we go. Here we go. Wide 80. Wide hot. 11, 11, 11, 11. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Gun. Stop. Hey, can. Stop.
Burrow going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. Picked up by Jordan Battle. And a potential turning point as they get the football in very good field position late in this first half. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Evan McPherson.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
First and 10 at the
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. Judkins going to run it out of the gun. Oh, some strong running. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins, 22 yards. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Browns 28, Bengals 13.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go, here we go.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Right 80, 11, 11, 11. Cut.
Burrow looking to pass. That is incomplete. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
180. Cut.
Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, they certainly have their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
180. Stop.
Here's Burrow. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
180. Place hot. 11, Thomas. 11, 11. Cut.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got him in. It's Brown. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
At the 38-yard line.
So a first and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. An inside give, Brown. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here we go.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up.
Here we go, here we go.
Now there's room to roam.
180. 180 hot.
On first and 10, here's Brown. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
First down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Brown is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
Here we go. Big third.
Burrow throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Third and goal.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
180. Plays hot. Hot. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Third and goal. Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on fourth and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it.
180. MT. 11 MT.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on fourth and goal from the 4. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. And now their defense came through with a goal line stand, got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Wrong way to go. Picked up by Jordan Bell. And he will bring it back to the 4-yard line. With such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive, because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
They'll give this out the middle to Brown. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Chase Brown taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Well, the big play prior to this one got them down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last two plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts them in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 174 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Here's 2nd and 3.
19, 19,
Here's Sanders. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
That's good for a Browns.
They'll give it to Jenkins. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds or kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Only able to gain a couple there. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Here we go. Set. Cougar 19. 60 bounce there. 60. Go.
From the gun, it's Shador. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. A big play that time for Cleveland. And even 50 yards.
At the 11-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Ready.
On the jet sweep, this is Johnson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the 4th quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Point after up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Bengals 19.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
On point, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Now Burrow. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Cowboy 80.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. The false start backs them up 5, first and 15.
Let's go.
Sanders. This one is complete to Judkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
19 tight, 19 tight. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Warriors 70. Hot go. Ready?
On first down, here's Judkins. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Oh, a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
Ready, ready?
Oh, he fakes a spike. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
65 catch, 65 catch. Ready?
A give. Here's Judkins. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on first down, then ran it on second down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important third down try?
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here we go, here we go. 180. Wait up.
Now it's Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
And a ball going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
A gain of 31.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a first and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now it's Judkins. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Ready.
To throw now, here's Sanders. Got a man and he hits him in stride. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing. I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be getting a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but as Sanders has it poked free.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal. Cowboy in. Go. Let's go. Ready?
Now the former volunteer, it's Dylan Sampson. And a short gain down to about the 33.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Trigger 19.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. So they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Here now, 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Given back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. A final shot now for Burrow. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory.